Hi friends, welcome back to Thulasi Tech in Creatives. Guys, today we are going to discuss about one of the most important topics and latestly recently launched this topic, docker-bake. Like Docker released recently, this one of the important topic on Docker. So that concept is docker-bake. So we can discuss today the topic. Today we are going to discuss how to do what is the use cases of Docker and why we are using docker bake, and also we are doing manually, how to build that docker and how to push that automatically. And tomorrow we can see this entire process will automate. So today we are going to discuss about docker bake. So what exactly docker bake? Docker bake is one of the automate process. Like we have the multi docker file, docker compose also. Uh, Already we are using that multi docker file and docker compose files. But what is the use of docker bake? So docker bake, one of the best features in the docker. So for example, we have the multiple APIs. I have 20 APIs in my project, so I want to deploy all the 20 APIs. If you want to deploy the 20 APIs, like 20 microservice, right? So we are creating every API. We have the separate repository, we have the separate docker files, and we are going to configure the separate pipeline also, right? So we are cloning the each repository and we are building that, right? So if you are using that process, it will take very large process, and it will take time consuming also, right? So uh, so that's why Docker launched the Docker Bake. So they are providing the we can run the multi docker images also, and also we can use the docker buildx command, and we can build the all the APIs also. That I will show you in the practical. So first of all, we will understand the concept, what is exact meaning of docker file, docker bake. So previously I told that we are using 20 microservices. Each microservices we are creating separate repository and separate docker file. So here also process is same, but a little change is we are not creating the multiple repositories. We are creating the single repository, and we are storing the all 20 microservices into the that only one repo. So you can create separate docker file whatever you required. That is definitely needed, right? So each microservice we have different code, each microservice we have different dependencies, whatever required image, we require different images. So that's why we are writing each microservice, we are writing different images, sorry, different docker file. So that is common. So here one difference is we are creating single repo. In that single repo we are providing we are pushing to all the microservices in that single repo. So that I will show you in practical. So just want to understand the definition. So in the future of introducing Docker, that allows to automate the process of building the managing the multiple Docker images. This will handle the Docker compose and multi Docker file also. But here is a difference. I will tell you. With complex build configuration, it's part of the Docker buildx command. Simplify the building the process, multiple platform application, multi-stage and large project multi-server. See, essentially Docker Bake defines the build instruction, like make a Docker files and Docker build shapes. So this Docker Bake now it will support multi languages also, and it's allows to define the workflow including the various build constructs, arguments, multi-target performance. So for manually how we are building Docker build -t and Docker file we can use, right? So here is a little difference the command docker buildx bake -f docker-bake that file name. And if you want to push the at a time all the docker images, so you can use the hyphen push. And also if you want to push the individual, no, you can use these three commands. So main use cases of docker file, like you can see, simplify the complex build and multi-platform support. It will support the CI/CD also, that we will discuss tomorrow, how we can deploy in the CI/CD. And use cases, you can see these things. And I told you, right, it will support the multiple languages that I will show you, like all the like YAML, JSONs. This will support all the like docker-bake like docker-bake. It will support different languages also. That is one of the future. And also this you can read it on your Google, like search in Google also. You can read these things, like it will get like most of the information. This is recently launched only, but like one of the most companies already started for using. So like it will support the microstructure architecture also, like microservice architecture also. And also like this is sample docker file, and I will show you my docker file that I have already written, like that is the docker bake we are using the main. See, here is the instruction, different project stages, helping to reduce the redundancy to improve your maintainability. And also platform supports, so this will support the Linux and the 64 also, like all the platform it will support, there is no any issue. So I tried Ubuntu, that is also it's supporting. So today we are going to discuss manually, and tomorrow I will show you how to automate this process. Okay, without any delay we can jump into the practical session. I think, like I hope this concept everyone get understand. So that's why we are jumping into practical. Okay, this is my server. Okay, here is the, okay, wait, let me relog in. Okay, this is my server. And here I have the three microservices. So previously I told you, right, we, like docker-bake concept is, this is one. If you have multiple microservices, like multiple images you want to deploy, so this is my one of the application, is the one of the reports. Inside the repo I have stored the three APIs. One is the backend, one is the front end, and one is the database. These three images, sorry, these three APIs I want to deploy using single docker-bake YAML file. Okay, so I will show you what inside that all the microservices. I have written the separate docker file. Each and every API we have different docker file, that I already discussed, right? We require the separate docker file, so we want to define the port number, we want to define the required dependencies, we want to provide the images, so that we require the each and every API we require the docker file. This is my docker, like my backend docker file. I'm using Node.js, so like, so that is not anything, like you can use anything, like any languages, that is not any issue. So I'm just showing that simple like Docker files. See, this is also like my front-end Docker file, web Docker file, and finally I am going to database API. Here I am deploying 3 APIs. Okay, here I am deploying 3 APIs. So you can deploy any multiple APIs also, like you can write 10 or 20 APIs also, and you can deploy it. And this is my Docker file, docker-bake.yaml file. So here I written, so my like my folder name is CRE web. Inside the CRE web I want to call my Docker file. So same thing backend, and I want to call my Docker file. Same thing database also, and I am calling my Docker file. So this is a simply like to say we can use the multiple APIs and deploy to single command, using to single command, and you can push that like I like everyone has one doubt. So for example, I have only front end level changes. Backend I don't want to deploy, database I don't want to deploy. How I can do in that time? So simply you can say, you can change whatever changes in your Docker file level, your application level. You can go your your front end application. You can do your changes, and you can pass the arguments also here. If you want to tag latest like commit, and your if you are changing right your code level, you are pushing and building the committing that your code into the your GitHub or somewhere, right? So after that you can pass your like arguments also here, take a latest and something also here, and also you can provide the tag also, latest tag, something you want to build. So you can just save and run that. Simply this docker bake command. So I am just running this docker bake, docker buildx bake -f docker bake my YAML file. Okay, execute. So like I have already run that, right? That's why it's taking very easily. So like you in your side it will take some time for building all the images. So I already built that this project, so that's why it's running very closely. So see, all the images are created. Tag like in front end level it is tag is different, and back end and database level tag is different. Now I want to push this into the my Docker hub. Use your Docker login credential. So I already logged in my Docker login. So this is my login credential. So I have already logged in here. So you can use that your credentials and use this command to push the all 3 images in single command, single shot. If you want to push this, use this command. If you want to push the like for example simple only single change, previously I told I have only web level change, front end level change, you can use single command also. Let me show you. For example, this is only web level changes I have. What is the my tag name? Use the latest. That's it. And if you want to push all the images in single shot, use this command. Oh shit, what happened? Find the target. So use this command. So if you want to push the all the images in single shot, use this command and go to your Docker hub, login into your Docker hub. See, my image is got pushed. This is how you need to push this your Docker files and using docker-bake single command also. If you want to push the manually each and every microservice, use the separate command. So this is how docker-bake will work. So I hope this concept is understand everyone. So we can today we are doing this manually, right? This process we can automate tomorrow. So we will work on using Jenkins. Thanks, sir. Bye.